So Jean, from your experience, what would you say you've learned in coming alongside family caregivers, care partners who are giving unrelenting care day after day? Just share some stories, share your insight.
I think through the Dementia Friends session, I have been incredibly inspired. Because who's coming right now are the people that are impacted. And I love giving them the language and this power to realize that what they're up against is a disease process in the brain. And to see the relief on their faces, because you start realizing when someone's diagnosed with dementia, Dustin will always say, it's a two-person disease. And the thing is, you know, if you were diagnosed with cancer, all of a sudden before you becomes all these options of treatment and choices and whatnot. And we're in such an unknown territory and still learning constantly about this disease process. But until we figure it out, right now our caregivers are taking the brunt because we kind of just forget about them. There's no resource to point to them, and they just become more and more isolated. And from that isolation, we are seeing incredible effects on their own health. And as a nurse, that's hard for me to watch because, well, one, we need them because they're the ones taking care of this wonderful population that we're still trying to understand. But if they're the ones getting sick or going into the hospital, you know, I fear of what we're going to be doing, you know, as a community to take care of those that are left behind if they should pass away from the stress. And what's crazy is trying to figure out, well, why is that happening? Why is someone that suddenly has to be a care partner, you know, of someone that has dementia? You know, what is it about that process that's making ill effects on their own health? And to me, from what I can tell, it's just the stress and that isolation. And what I like about Dementia Friends is just shining a light on that so that we can start talking about it and figuring out how do we make it better for those people. They're so incredibly inspirational, and they've made these promises to their spouse they're going to keep them at home. And then to hear the judgments of families and doctors that they are up against, they're just incredible what they face. And I really enjoy this movement and identifying those resources to bring some different support to them to make it better. Because I feel like that will change a lot of their own health trajectory of what happens to them.
In thinking about support, so obviously we have medical resources, other avenues of support. How does something like the arts, music, so SongShape Chorus, you know, allowing this opportunity to give the gift of music, and when the person that's dealing with dementia or Alzheimer's, they're losing the ability possibly to communicate and losing comprehension and language, but they're still able to communicate with music and being able to bring that care partner and their loved one together. Is this a worthy cause? Just other resources kind of outside of the box of a medical model, or
when I sat in a meeting across from you, I was so excited that you were bringing this into our community, because I have seen the power of doing something so simple and not really looked or viewed as a resource to the medical community. Because through my own work in Memory Cafe, this idea of something so simple as bringing people together just to enjoy company. I have seen, or have even heard, the volunteers will come up to me and say, who has dementia? And then two, I will have, you know, the daughter that brought her dad that day, or the wife will come up to me and just say, thank you. It got us out of the house today, and it feels so good to connect. And then you have, because I still know there's tons of people out there that aren't, Memory Cafe isn't their thing, right? Like, because I'm a little introverted, so that wouldn't attract me. I wouldn't
Yeah.
want to get out of my house to go interact with people, and I would be unsure about it. But let's say I have a musical background and I hear about the song chorus, and that got me out. Like, I'm so excited that we're creating another layer of opportunities where someone can take their loved one that might be affected by this disease and have this thing to do where they feel connected, supported, have a purpose.
Yeah.
Putting on a show.
Yeah.
I mean, I get so excited when I think about it. So I'm very grateful for you to tackle, because I know it's not easy. It's not financially supported. It's not seen as this miracle cure, but it's something that I really believe is going to help people handle this disease better than what we're doing now.
Yeah, right. Well, I appreciate that. So I know after our conversation today, there's going to be individuals that would love to be able to connect with you to hear more about KB. So just share with us, how can people find out more information and get connected with you online?
Absolutely, and I also am the Dementia Champion up in Hamilton County. So through dementiafriendsindiana.org,
Great.
they can connect, and I do educational sessions in the community. They're like 45 minutes, and it's just where we break down what is dementia, what are the signs of dementia, gain some perspective of someone that has dementia, and then the last part is becoming a dementia friend through learning communication tools. I love those sessions, and I love doing that. Through KB, if they need a nurse in their family as a partner in this journey, then I have a website which is KayBee.us, so kb.us. I'm on Twitter at GeneRunRun, or they can email me at gene@kb.us.
Great, super.
Thanks, Rick.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for having me.
I appreciate it.